These and all other managerial accounting problems can be found in Sarai's studies. The link is in the description box below. Alright, so for these types of problems where you see overtime, idle time, how much of it was direct labor, indirect labor, you want to do the following. So you want to do I for idle time, O for overtime, R for regular time. You care about the hours that you worked for these times, the rate that you're getting paid at, and then the total. Let's read the problem. Sarai Kalora is paid $25 for straight time. Already, what is straight time? Straight time is just a fancy way of saying regular time. So straight time and also active work time is the same thing as regular time, and we'll see the active work one in example 3. The rate that we're getting paid at for our regular hours is $25. Second thing you need to know, this number is always the same as this number. So if this number is 25, then this one is also 25. So we're getting paid $25 rate for our idle time as well. And then we're getting paid $45 for overtime. The thing here is this is not what you're getting paid. What you're getting paid here is actually in excess of the rate for your regular time. So you take your regular time rate, and then what they're paying you in excess of that, that's your overtime. So in this case, it's whatever this number is, because that's how much they're paying you in excess of what you were going to get paid anyway for your regular. So if you do 45 minus 25, you get the remainder, which is 20. So what we're really asking here is how much you're getting paid extra. And so that's in this case $20, right? Extra in excess of your regular time. You're getting paid $20 for every additional hour you work. That is your overtime rate. Then it says last week she worked 48 hours, of which 6 hours were overtime. So this one's really nice. They give you 6 hours overtime, 2 were idle time caused by a power outage. And this explains why we are getting paid the same, because you're still going to get paid the same if you're actively working versus if you're not actively working, because it's not your fault that you were idle because there was a power outage. You're still going to get paid those hours, right? You don't just get not paid. The manager doesn't just stop paying you because there was a power outage. Finish filling in the blanks. So regular time is actually total time paid or total time work minus idle time. So idle time is 2 hours, and then the total time that you got paid is also the total time that you work. The total time that you work, you're going to get paid for that total time. But then the misconception here is that a lot of people think that total time that you work is only the time that you actively work, but no, this is equal to active work plus idle work. That's the total time that you work, which in this case is 48 hours. So it's 48 minus 2, that's 46. But notice something very interesting. Total time is active plus idle, but then you're subtracting idle, right? You're subtracting idle to get your regular time. So really, regular time is really just active time, which is what I mentioned in the beginning. Straight time, active time, if they tell you what active time that you worked is, then that's your regular time. So watch out for that. So then now you just multiply the numbers together. So 2 times 50 is obviously, 2 times 25 is obviously 50. Then 6 times 20 is 120. And then 46 times 25 is 1150. Now, they're asking how much is Sarai getting paid? So that's adding up all those numbers together. That's $13.20. That's how much I'm getting paid. That's my check. But how much of it was indirect labor? How much of it was direct? So indirect is always the top two as long as you follow IOR. So everything starts with I. 50 plus 120, 170. That's my indirect labor. And then my direct labor is always the bottom one as long as you follow IOR. Or you could just think of common sense. Regular time, you're directly working on a product. Idle time, you're not directly working on a product. So it's indirect labor. You're indirectly working. Same thing with overtime. So then how much is I getting paid for last week? That's this, $13.20. How much of it is attributed to direct labor? $11.50. How much of it was indirect labor? $170. $13.20. All of them have $13.20. Direct labor is $11.50. Indirect is $170. So the answer is D.